couple things I do want to talk about that Bellum wanted me to ask you. Curry's role with the football team going forward. Is he there's been some rumblings that he may go to the athletic director and someone else to go to the football program. Do you foresee him staying for the next 3 or 4 years, or do you know how does that dynamic going to play out? You think?
It's a great question, and I don't know. I know he's going to turn 70 later this fall. He's in the final year of his contract, so there's some interesting dynamics there as well. I've asked multiple times if he was going to sign an extension, and from all indication looks like he's going to wait till the end of the season to make that decision. I know as a fan, I know as somebody that has been around this football program, I think there's no question he has to be a part of it in some way, whether it's a position with athletics, whether it's a fundraising role, a part of the large donations that they had received, or certainly because of relationships that he has cultivated and he knows and was able to tap into his own network. I think that's critical, having him involved that way. At the same point, you want to sort of move into FBS ranks in 2013, 2014 into the Sun Belt. If he does choose to retire, and that's his choice there, and he wants to ride off in the sunset, we do, it does make it difficult to have his shadow over the program. We've had a tremendous run in the 5 years, basically, with the explosive growth we've gone from non-existent to the Sun Belt in basically three seasons, 4 seasons there. I personally would love him involved in the standpoint of all things football, but you have to be careful from both sides, because he also understands that if a new coach is hired, you don't want to necessarily cast that shadow over, and they want to do things their own way. Forever, Georgia State football will be synonymous with Bill Curry. I don't care how long we play, or we're into in our 50th season. We will know our first coach. We will know who set the foundation for this program going forward, and obviously was a huge factor in a lot of these kids coming here and building this program and building this team. So I do want to see him involved. If that's some role in athletics, I think it'd be great. It just depends, obviously, on what he wants to do and what his vision is long term. And if he wants to do that, or if he wants to go hang with his grandkids and go live back in the mountains of North Carolina like he was before we gave him the call to be a head coach. So I'm interested to see it, but I'd love to see him involved in one way or the other in our overall athletic program. I think he'd be nothing but an asset.
That was one of the things we were talking about. I know one of the assistant coaches, a good friend of yours, I think took the Tennessee State job. Is that right?
You said Travis Williams, former assistant.
Yes, former assistant Travis Williams did take the Tennessee State job. So is there somebody on staff that would take over that would be like kind of the coach in waiting, or you think they'll go outside the program to bring someone in if Coach Curry retired?
Certainly President Becker and Athletic Director Cheryl Levitt will certainly have to address. I am not sure if there was somebody on staff that is necessarily prepared to do that. There's not a lot of head coaching experience on this roster, so they would be a first-time coach. After following basically a legend there, Coach Curry, to me it would be very difficult to make that transition. I would imagine that you probably want an established coach, certainly being in after your third season of football, or whenever Coach Curry chooses to retire. It's been a conversation. I know Director of Athletics Cheryl Levitt basically says he can coach as long as he wants to. So when that time happens, I believe you probably need an established coach, certainly for our first year in the Sun Belt. But her hiring practices have been, in some cases, just depending on the sport. Sometimes it's been elevated from that staff. Sometimes it's been another established coach. So as it relates to this one, this specific job, I can't foresee anybody on the current staff being elevated to it. But I've been surprised and been wrong in the past.